This is Richard back at you. This is a transfer case out of an earlier video that we did on a 98 Chevy pickup that we believe that had water in it. We showed you the clutches and stuff like that. The material was coming off and stuff like that. So, but you can see here, it's still got a little bit of foam. It was actually covered in white foam from the water because the transmission fluid physically has access to this area right here. So, but when we took the transfer case out, it didn't have any oil in it. You know, it's about a half a cup of coffee cup of fluid. So we're not sure how bad it is or anything like that. They said they put it in about 30 miles ago, Trent?
Supposedly 30 miles.
30 miles ago or so. So we don't know if they didn't put none in it or what. It didn't have signs of leakage or anything like that, but it didn't have any fluid in it. So let's get this thing apart and see what we can find here. Now this is a 243C transfer case. There, pretty good. Looks like we got signs of water again on the yoke. Pretty rusted up. So we're going to have to try to hunt down a yoke for this gentleman really quick because it's just about gone. It'll probably leak out that... if we tried to clean it up, put it on there, even though we put a new seal in here, it's probably going to leak. So we're definitely going to have to find him a yoke. Oh, hang on a minute. Get this out of the way for just a second. Let me see how this thing, my Milwaukee, works today.
It's been working good, huh?
Yeah, I really like it, actually. It works really good.
You anonymous person, he really likes it. We really appreciate you if you have no clue.
There's a rock wedged in there. See that rock?
Oh, yeah. A rock in there, you could break it. Maybe there's a diamond in it.
Yeah, let me try that. There we go.
There we go. Souvenir.
Only thing holding that motor on. Now this is electric shift, but it does not have auto four-wheel drive. This should not have any clutches in it or anything like that.
Correct.
It should just be your standard. Here's your electronic speedometer right here. This is a high dollar little jewel. This is all brass, and this thing is about 200 bucks.
Yep.
Oh, excuse me, I lied. This is a different one, the different year one. But they do make one just like this. It's got brass all the way to the end, and maybe this is an aftermarket they come up with because the original ones is brass and they're like 200 bucks. So this could be an aftermarket. I really can't tell you. I've never seen one like that. So, but I know if you buy a brass one, they're about that high. Now this should be your actuator switch right here. When it moves, the motor moves it inside, it'll physically activate the front differential, and it will turn on the light in the dash if it's got one. So. Now this does take the 400 transmission seal right here. So if you got a 243C transfer case, if you're looking for a seal, you can go to the parts store and look for a 400 transfer case seal. Same seal. Or 400 transmission seal, not transfer case. So. Big old snap ring off here. Now this snap ring right here is notorious about breaking. A lot of times we take them apart, it's not even there. And these shafts start sliding back and forth like this, and causing this thing to jump out of gear and stuff, and people don't know what's wrong with it, and all it is that snap ring broke. But if you drive it like that for a long time, it does mess up some stuff on the inside to where it'll, even after you fix it, it'll jump out of gear. So This gun's really lightweight. Works really good. I mean, it's got a lot of power. You kind of got to get used to it because it'll grab your wrist a little bit. But I really like it. It works really good. Pop this way first. There we go. Now we're basically looking for stuff that's melted because it didn't have any oil in it. Hopefully we don't find anything. That way we can get it back together for him. I carry a lot of the parts here for these. So if we do need stuff, we should have it covered. Got your speedometer gear here, reluctor wheel. This reads that like that. And then you're staring at the oil pump right there. Now this thing does have an oil pump. The drive shaft turns, pumps oil. So always remember that bracket, that dip right there, because that main holds the wires right there. I like this thing because it tells you that the battery's still charged. That way it's not just sitting there and you go pick it up and you got a low battery. Actually, I've only charged it once since I've been using it. So it stays up for a long time.
Yeah, because he uses his stuff, let me tell you.
I use it a lot. Now you notice you got two bolts right here that's got washers on them. And then you got your dowels right here. These washers what holds that dowel in there. Keeps it in like that on both sides. So there's one here too. I mean, if you could put a bolt there and probably stay in too, but that's how it goes right there. Then you got the spot right here you can put your screwdriver in to crack the case open a little bit right there. I don't like to drive it straight in because you can damage the dowel pin, and it's really fragile. So I try to go at an angle.
Yeah, dowel pins are hollow.
Yeah, they're just made out of tinfoil, so you can damage it real easy. Get that off there like that.
Ooh.
Now here we go. You can see signs of water here in here too. A lot of excess silicone that fell in. We use a lot of silicones, but we know how to put it on. If you notice here, see how much access squished into the inside the case. Once it all fell off and stuff like that, it gets plugged into the filter and plugs it up. So just a lot of excess silicone, and we do use a lot of silicone because we don't want leaks. Because the number one leak on a tranny is number one killer on a tranny is a leak. So, but it's just full of silicone.
Yeah,
So
wow.
there's two.
I bet his bead of silicone was probably this thick.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. You got your pump here. Anytime you take it apart, you got a tiny O-ring that'll fall out. And that is so easy to lose. People don't even know it. It's there. I've lost them, had to try to find one, and believe it or not, I have 1,000,000 O-rings, and that's a special dude. I don't have it, and I'm telling you, I got boxes and boxes of O-rings. So don't lose that O-ring. But this is your oil pump. You see the gear inside there. The drive shaft turns it. We got our chain. Looks a little sloppy, but by the time you put this back together and pull it out like that, that's pretty much how it sets. Chain's still in really good shape. Don't see anything wrong there. I'm just gonna grab this. Come on. I'll explain this as I take it apart. So chains, I mean, they could come different thicknesses. They could offer different thickness chains, different lengths, everything for the gear ratio on this thing. So not all chains are the same. Some of them have these, I mean, we go to order them. They'll ask me, hey, does it got 3 purple links? Does it have 2 purple links? It's weird how they identify these things. So
Yeah.
this kind of tells you when you go order a chain, they might ask you some questions, or it might be in the diagram on when you're trying to order it off the internet or something like that. So it gives you an idea. Sprocket here. Now this is some stuff here that we was worried about that could be melted because of running out of oil, and of course you see it is. You see they're melted there, melted there, that one there. But what's good about the fork's still in good shape. We can come in here and put new inserts on this thing. That's good there. Get in here. Turn this way. Now this does have a synchronizer ring right here. You can see it right there. It does seem to be good when I push up on it. It doesn't come and bottom out right here. If I take and push this up right here and this ring bottoms out on this gear, it'll grind when it goes into gear because this is a brake. It's like a brake shoe, but it's round. So when you move the shifter, the motor does, it pushes this, that brake comes on, stops this gear from turning, this collar locks onto the gear. See?
Nice.
So, but like I say, you can tell it's really far away from here. It's got plenty of shoe left on it. We'll take it apart and look at it anyway just to verify that, but that's how you do check that. See, plenty of life. I can tell you when I take this apart, that shoe's going to look really good. So, now we're going to get down in here to this one. Get this little thing to turn here for me. Let me get that out of there really quick. I grabbed the wrong one. What I'm going to do is take out the detent pin and spring. This is what makes the transfer case have like clicks to it. The click, click, click. This is what you're feeling here. These are the notches you're seeing it jump up and down on. Right here. This will set on here. I mean, kind of get it like that, but that's what you feel when you turn it like that. I need to get that out so I kind of get this where I wanted it to get that out of there. Come on. Set this aside just a little bit, and then we're going to come in here and look at this. Now this is your range fork and gear. This is actually locked in 4-wheel low, 4-wheel high. It still looks pretty good. A lot of times when it melts these out here, like it started melting it out, they go metal to metal, and then it'll mess it up in here where we have to buy this gear. So this thing's still in good shape. We can put new inserts on this fork here too.
Lucky.
Yeah, I mean, we have them laying everywhere. You know, they're different sizes, different shapes, stuff like that. We have white ones. I have a bunch of them over there. We put them in there. But we'll put all new inserts on the fork. Take this planet apart. Now this here does have a place in it too that you can take a screwdriver and get up under that and pop that loose. And it's right there. Yeah, it sits right here. It's already got a new seal in it, but we'll replace it anyway. That way we know we're not going to have no cross leak or swap transmission fluid to transfer case oil. Your input bearing, your ring gear. Got your big old planetary here. This gentleman is really lucking out for this thing not to have any oil in it. You want to look at all these gears. Everything feels really nice. Nothing, the gears ain't purple. The pins ain't purple. The little thrust washers ain't melted out of it. Everything's still there. He's got lucky that this thing had a pump in it that was picking up that half a coffee cup and squirting it in there every so often, because that's about all it was getting.
Wow.
So we're going to get this thing back together. We got a really short schedule today, so we can get out of here and enjoy our Thanksgiving dinner and stuff like that. So, but we promised this gentleman his truck. He's going to get his truck. So if y'all need anything, give us a holler. And y'all have a wonderful weekend and Thanksgiving. God bless you guys. Have a good day.